Hello. Hi everyone. I'm high up, aren't I? That needs changing. Hopefully I'm coming through okay. Apart from the table disappearing behind me. We're messing around with Marty's camera, and it seems to have messed around with my camera as well. But hopefully. I'm trying to think as well, I don't know where the space for Marty. He could go in the source. There'll be space for him there, right? I don't know how I can. Oh, I'll just put him on here actually. Whoa! It's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. There we go. He can be looking after the mana dice. Until he moves his face. Then he's not there anymore. There we go, I think. Hey Ian, hey Skycroft, how's it going? I'm going to play, after a great big absence, as you might have noticed, some Mage Knight. We're playing the Lost Relic scenario. I keep calling it the Lost Legion scenario, but that's one of the expansions. This is from the Shades of Tesla expansion, which maybe isn't as relevant anymore if you've got your newfangled Ultimate Editions and stuff, because it's all in there. But yeah, this is from the last kind of big expansion, right? To Mage Knight? I don't know. It kind of... I'd come to it late, so they're all just merged together to me. But this one and the Krang expansion are designed by Paul Grogan and Phil Pettifer. And we're using basically a lot of bits from those expansions. So the character I'm playing is Krang, who is from that separate standalone expansion, which is just stuff for Krang. And we are playing with the Lost Relic that comes from this expansion. You don't actually need this expansion to be able to play it. You just need kind of the rules for it. So if you've just got base Mage Knight, you could still do this scenario. And yeah, it's going to be my first go at it. It seems pretty cool because it's a very short scenario to the point where I've probably allotted myself kind of more time than I needed to get this done. I don't think it's going to be a big 5-hour one. There are only 2 rounds, 1 day and 1 night, and that's it. But to kind of compensate for that, we start at level 3 and get a choice of a load of stuff at the start. Before we see any of the displays, we don't see any map tiles, cards in the offer, anything like that. But we are going to start with all of the upgrades that we would start with had we spent however much time, the hour plus playing and getting to level 3. So the Lost Relic scenario, we need to find all the pieces of an ancient relic in the ruins of old cities. So there are 2 cities in the map stack, but we are not actually going to have the minis and them be these great big scary imposing things that we need to battle through. They are ruined cities basically, and there are going to be dragons in there to fight. We need to fight the dragons and get the relics from them that way. So yeah, when we discover destroyed cities, more stuff happens, more dice are revealed and stuff. Okay. We play with the normal dummy player, so it's just an unused Mage Knight is shuffled up, and the gems that are on the bottom of their card get put on here, and we draw some cards at the end of every turn. It's just kind of a timer. We're not actually playing against anyone here. There's enough to think about with what you're doing without there being like a proper kind of bot player. One of the things we start with is a couple of gems, each of the colours at the bottom of our character card. So I've got red and green at the bottom of Krang's card. So we've got 2 red and 2 green crystals. So things that will persist if we don't spend them. So I need to put out some stuff to kind of do the setup, because you're not allowed to put all the rest of it out until you have picked your starting things. I should say as well, always forget to list really late in the stream. If you would like to support the channel and you're able to, at patreon.com/slickerdrips or Ko-fi would be great visits. The links to them in the description. Every little helps, like making this exist, which is lovely, really, isn't it? So yes, this rule is required for Relic scenario, but you can use this starting at a higher level rule as well in any scenario if you want to. So before you do any of the setting up of the game, you need to... So do we start off with... Yeah, I think we need to choose our skills first. So for each odd-numbered level, we draw 2 skills, choose one. So if we're starting at level 3, yeah, you can see the normal level ups here. For each even level that you're getting, you get a new command token. But for each odd numbered, you get a command token. For each even one, you get an advanced skill and a skill token. So we've gone through one of those level ups. So we're going to start off with a skill. And hopefully, my angles are all going to be nice here. Oh, this was going to be the camera, actually. Will this angle fit all of our stuff in quite nicely? I think so. We'll see how big the playing area gets. It might be massive. So Krang, I've never played Krang before. And I've not played with most expansion stuff. Played with, I can't remember the Mage Knight's name that's from the Lost Legion expansion. I've played that character, I think, last time we streamed, which is some time ago now. But other than that, I haven't played with any of the cards and monsters and stuff. It's kind of got mixed up in my box when I had to kind of condense stuff down and not keep all the expansion boxes about. But yeah, I spoke a little bit with Paul earlier, and he recommended the expansion enemies get a bit complicated with all of their symbols and stuff. Might want to just leave them out. So we're playing with base game enemies and relics and stuff, but all of the expansion cards are mixed in. Apart from any unit that needs to be recruited at a city that can only be recruited at a city, since there are no cities in the game, those cards have been removed. So what have we got here? We've got Battle Hardened. Once per turn, ignore either the next 2 points of damage assigned to your hero from a single physical attack, or 1 point of damage from a non-physical attack. Okay, help us be a bit more survivable. And the other one is Master of Chaos. When you gain this skill, roll a mana die and mark it with a shield token on the colour rolled. Once a turn, you may move the shield token to the next colour clockwise to gain different things depending on the colour that you moved to. Block 3, move 1, cold fire ranged attack 1, influence 2, attack 2, and your choice for gold. If you don't use it during your turn, any time before your next turn, you may move it to the next colour clockwise. Ooh. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it? Negating damage all the time would be lovely. But yeah, Master of Chaos. It could be terrible, couldn't it? Depending on like what we roll. Hey Sam, how's it going? Good, quite early morning possibly. I thought I'll allot as much time to Mage Knight as possible. I realised, like, with the length of the scenario, I might not have needed to do that. It would be nice to kind of negate more damage, wouldn't it? Ignore the next 2 points of damage assigned, so that we'd like get past our things. I like the sound of Master of Chaos. It might turn out to be terrible, and that I'll wish I chose the other thing. Negating damage is useful. I feel like the consensus is like, don't take the Chaos thing. It might work out terribly, but I think it's more reliably useful. I'll go with you, because I don't think, like, as well as not playing Krang before, I haven't played Mage Knight for about 2 years. It's last April, for the big anniversary week, I think. It's the last time that I streamed Mage Knight, and that's the last time that I played it. So I have played it plenty of times, and I've been reading and watching to refresh myself, but just in case anything slips out of my mind, because the thing with Mage Knight is, it's not like every single second of the game is agonizingly difficult. The choices might be, but there's a lot of keywords and, oh, actually, you needed to do this little thing because of the symbol on this enemy and that kind of thing. So some of those bits might slip out. So yeah, we've got the 2 crystals each. Then we need cards from the appropriate deck. So I'll turn on my green screen so you can see the cards all big. So we get dealt advanced action cards, our character level +2. So our character level is 3 that we're starting the game at for this scenario. So I get 5 advanced actions to choose from. See how much space we've got here on the old green screen. No, that's not very clear at all, is it? It's beautiful clear when I was setting it all up. Can we fit 5 cards side by side? Hey Hans, how's it going? I don't think we'll fit 5 in a great big row. Which is a shame because we're also going to see a ton of unit cards. We need to see 5 regular units, 3 spells, and 2 artifacts. Okay. Well, yeah, there's no chance of fitting that all on, is there? So we'll just have to mush it a little bit. That almost fits on. So 5 units. Oh, there you go. You can see my shadow get green screened. So we get one of these advanced skills for free, as if we'd had it from our level up. And then we're going to get some influence to spend. And yeah, there are different costs for this kind of stuff. And the green screen, yeah, having a bit of a difficult time of it, isn't it? It's trying to green screen the cloth out rather than a proper green screen. It's doing all right, though, isn't it? 3 spells. They're here, aren't they? And 2 artifacts. One thing I have got as well, that I don't think I had last time we streamed. Oh, yeah. Well, it's getting very dark, isn't it? The more cards I put in, the darker it's getting. I don't know why that should be. Why the green screen seems to be failing. Maybe we're just changing the colour of the screen. How is the zoom if I just don't use the green screen? You can kind of see them. Maybe not exactly as clearly, but maybe just as clearly. If I just have them like this, right? So that's our spells. Move the dummy player and everything out of the way for now. Artifacts. Oh yeah, one new thing we've got as well. I think they are... Is this one of them? I'm not sure, actually. I've got the little promo card pack as well that is kind of makes a normal edition up to the Ultimate Edition. So if you have the original game and all of the expansions and stuff, the only thing you're missing is 5 promo cards that were made for the Ultimate. Yeah, we can just leave a bit of the art off these ones, can't we? You'll see the art later if we get them. So yeah, I think there's some advanced actions and some relics. 5 cards in total. But yeah, they're mixed in as well. Can't remember if that was one of them. Can't remember what they looked like. Advanced actions, they're like split colours, so different things can activate them. So we get one of these advanced actions, because we would have had it as a level up anyway. And then you get 6 influence per level. So we're level 3, 18 influence, which we could spend on this stuff. 6 influence per extra advanced action, so we're getting 1 for free. That's safe. But then 6 points for every extra one you'd like to get. The units cost the character's influence cost. The spells cost either 9 points or 7 and a crystal of the appropriate colour. So we've got red and green crystals, so we could discount that one if we wanted it. And the artifacts cost 12 points. So let's try and make sense out of all this stuff. So training the short scenario, so it's maybe not as good. Yeah, throw away an action card from your hand and take a card of the same colour from the offer. I think we had that last time and it was really quite useful. So decompose as well. Throw an action card away from your hand and get 2 crystals to your inventory, the same colour as the thrown away card. Attack 2, an additional attack 2 for every enemy you blocked this turn. I'd see without the... We might find some things, but without the cities where we'll have loads of enemies fighting us, is counter-attack as good. Mana Storm is always lovely. Choose a mana die in the source that's showing a basic colour, gain a crystal of that colour, and then reroll the die and put it back in the source. And Intimidate, good for influence and attack, if we're okay with losing it on some reputation. I think Krang has got a kind of lose some influence as his special card, right? It's not improvisation. Ruthless Coercion. Influence 2, you may get a discount of 2 towards recruiting a unit. If you recruit that unit, reputation -1. So we've got those. We've got the Illusionists help us with some influence, stop unfortified enemies from attacking, bit of block, a bit of attack or influence if we're willing to lose reputation. We're using thugs after all. You can't assign damage to this unit unless you pay influence to do it. Utem Crossbowman, attack or block, and a bit of ranged attack. Utem Swordsman, attack or block 3, or attack or block 6 if you're willing to wound the unit. That's quite good. Magic Familiars, when recruiting, pay a mana of a basic colour and place a mana token of that colour on the unit. So for recruiting these, I imagine I've got to pay one of my crystals, right? Because it's the only mana I have right now. So I would pay one of those crystals to recruit this thing as well as the cost. The corresponding option is increased. Oh, so if I chose to pay with red, it would actually be attack 5. At the start of each round, replace that token with a crystal of any colour of your inventory or throw away the unit. Oh. So yeah, the Magic Familiars are going to need mana to keep them going. Artifacts, very expensive. Emerald Ring, gain a green mana token and crystal to your inventory. Fame +1. Good, earning some points from just using it. You have an endless supply of green and black mana this turn. Fame +1 for each green spell you cast. So it'd be good to get with a spell, wouldn't it? But I haven't got enough points to get both of those at the start. Might get spells later. Endless Gem Pouch, roll a mana die 2 times. Gain a crystal to your inventory for each colour rolled this way. If you roll gold, you choose the colour. Quite nice. If you roll black, you get a point instead of a crystal. Endless Gem Pouch is amazing and needs to be taken. It sounds pretty good. They all seem familiar, so I think a lot of these are from the basic game. Yeah, all the spells are. A couple of the units, the Thugs and the Familiars, are from one of the expansions. Counter-attack is as well. But we've drawn a lot of base game stuff. Should we go for the Endless Gem Pouch? That is like, I've got 6 more influence to spend, so that would be either a 6 influence unit or an... Oh, we can choose one of the actions as well. So just choose loads of things that help me get crystals. I don't think decompose. I think you're right about training, just because it's only 1 day and 1 night. Intimidate if we're really willing to lean into losing loads of reputation. Depends how much you use it, but like it could be pretty big with red mana, and I do start with 2 red crystals. Attack 7. I suppose this is attack 7 with no negative reputation, as long as you manage to block the enemy that you're fighting, even if you're just fighting one of them. Utem Swordsmen are pretty huge as well. I kind of feel in Mana Storm as the because we get one of these cards for free, don't we? Utem Swordsman just as a tried and tested. Well, maybe counterattack and the Swordsman could help us block the things, or... We don't want any of this stuff now. This needs shuffling back in. Because we're not going to get these. Yeah, it's going to be Mana Storm or counterattack. Because we're going to want to be kind of aggressive and keep going. Crossbowmen are good as long as you've got... Yeah, they could help boost our range. I don't think... Like, you've always got some, haven't you? You've got some basic. You've got Swiftness giving you ranged attack 3. I can't remember what his other boosted card is. It's not Crystallize, is it? Oh, Savage Harvesting. Move 2. Once this turn, when you move to a space, you may discard a card to gain a crystal of that colour. If you discard an artifact, you may choose the colour. That's Krang's other special card. Yeah, because ranged attack would help us skip a load of stuff. It'd be nice if a advanced action had come out that had some ranged attack on it as well. That would have been lovely. asking a bit much, though, isn't it? Yeah, if we went for ranged, counter-attack would be less good, wouldn't it? Because you kind of skip the blocking section. Yeah, we have a decomposer with just, like, discarding, really, don't we? Rather than having to throw away a card. We haven't got... We've just got that one ranged at the start. So I'm kind of feeling swordsman. Got the endless gem pouch. Oh, I don't shuffle the swordsman into the deck there. And that's all our influence spent. 12 for the artifact, 6 for the swordsman. You would, if you don't spend all of this stuff, you would get a fame for any influence remaining, no matter how much you had remaining. All of your changes worth 1 fame. Yes, we do get... We get fame whenever we reveal a new map tile, and whenever you cross a line on the fame track, you get an extra fame. So there's a trick I saw in Paul's playthrough when he did this scenario. Just put a token at the start of every line to remind you that you get a free fame every time you go on a new line. You score a fame whenever you reveal a new map tile. If the tile contains one of the ruined cities, you get an additional fame. Any rampaging Draconum on core tiles are rampaging green enemies instead. And... Oh, no. So you don't get... I suppose... Yeah, they're not rampaging dragons anymore. When a destroyed city is discovered, put a Draconum face down on the space. Whenever a player is adjacent to the space, day or night, reveal the marker. This is not rampaging, but when you enter the space, you fight the dragon, and if successful, you get the relic from its treasure hoard and mark the space with your shield. There is 1 more die in the source and 1 more unit in the offer than usual. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I've still got to pick my card. Let's go... What did I go for? I went for the swordsman. We could be very crystally, couldn't we? It's not like there's more reputation floating around. Oh, yeah, there's like... It depends if I'm going to recruit a load more, doesn't it, I suppose? If that matters for that. Like, I've already got my minus reputation in here. Are we going to lean into a load of minus reputation? I suppose there's... The rampaging dragons are actually rampaging green, so you still get a reputation for killing those, don't you? Should we be bad guys? We'll get Willem Dafoe. Let's lean into that minus reputation card we've started with. I think it's still not ideal. There's loads of advanced actions now. There's plenty to begin with. I don't know why Marty's camera is still suddenly such a strange colour as well. I must have pressed something. Right, we'll call that shuffled. Oh, so I've just got to make now the offers. I think we'll be good to go. Some pure magic there. Oh, Mana Storm's come back out, so we could still have that. Some big red spells. Hey, we don't need enough for the other things, do we? So, let's get the map and the dummy player back where they belong. And let's see how long it takes to regret my advanced action decision. So we've got our Utem Swordsman. Oh, we need to set up the map as well, don't we? I suppose, like, it doesn't particularly matter the order that we're doing it in. So there's got to be 3 rows of map tiles. So let me try and... let me realise that there's no space for the dummy player already. Doesn't need to be on screen, I suppose. I know that sooner or later we're going to have to zoom right out for the map. That's not quite the right way around. Oh no, it's the wrong way around because this one's the wrong way around. And then this one. Oh yeah, you need the numbers all facing the right way. I think that's how we set up. It's an open map, but 3 columns. So I think that's how we set up, and there will just be more tiles going out that way. And we need some units in the display. Red Cape Monks. Magic Familiars are back. And some shock troops. And so what have we got to start with then? I should have found a player aid that told me what to reveal in the day and stuff. You don't reveal keeps until you're there, do you? So let's put some tokens out onto the board. Got a keep there. Got a mage tower there. Do you have to be like next to them? Oh yeah, we need a random one of Bravelar's in the offer, don't we? Shapeshift. Once a turn, a basic action card that gives a fixed amount of move, attack, or block instead gives the same amount in one of the other two instead. Elemental types are preserved on attacks and blocks. Quite nice. You just reveal when we're adjacent to the things, don't we? Yeah, when we're adjacent during the day. I remember all of that now. We've got stuff a bit far away, haven't we? They're face up, aren't they? The rampaging orcs. We've got a village. We've got some ruins there, which they're revealed, aren't they? The ancient ruins. Yeah, face up if it's the day. So we can fight something from the dungeons and a dragon for 2 artifacts. Oh, my Patreon's in the way a little bit, isn't it? For now, until we reveal some more map tiles, we can have it that way. And this isn't going to be in the way in a minute. And is that everything? I think so. Oh yeah, shuffle your cards. I think that the aim last time we did it. Oh, I see. I just saw your message. Mana Storm for level up and Utem Swordsman. I was going to do that. Well, we might still get Mana Storm. It has come out again. I might regret not taking it. I need 5 cards, don't I? Yeah, hand limit's still 5 at level 3. Oh, we've got a bit of moving. We've got a lot of fighting. We've got our Ruthless Coercion as well, so we could get Influence 6. Reputation -1. You may ready level 1 and 2 units you control by paying 2 influence per level of that unit. Be a recruiting people. The magic familiars can be done from a mage tower. The shock troops from a keep. So could kind of... So what have we got? Move 2. With a green mana, that's move 4, isn't it? 2/4 to be in the middle of these and see what's going on them. Concentration to gain some tokens. I don't think we can reach anywhere to recruit right now. Well, we've got to go take over, haven't we? Because there's nothing that we can recruit in the village, I don't think. What's that symbol on the magic familiars? The bottom one. It's like a circle with a load of dots around it. We can recruit them from there. I don't think that's in me. No, it's the problem with mixing in the expansion cards as well for the first time. Yeah, a lot of things can be recruited from the monastery as well. That a mine next to the mountain, yes. Got a... Oh no, that's not a mine, is it? It's a... What's it called? A monster den. You may enter a monster den as your action for the turn. If you do draw a brown enemy to fight, if you fail to defeat it, it stays face up on the space. If we do defeat it, we get 2 random mana crystals as a reward. Oh, we can recruit them from a magical glade. Oh, that's cool. I'll show you a closer look at the map. So that's what we've got to start with. So I don't... Because we're level 3, I suppose I don't have to be as panicked about fighting anything. 'Cause usually you'd want to go for some rampaging orcs, wouldn't you, early on? I suppose a downside is that the keep and Mage Tower over here are on some quite pricey land. 4 movement each to go onto those spaces. This one's 3 over here. So it's a bit cheaper to get to. I suppose you could go straight into the monster then, couldn't you? 4 movement from the march. Something sideways. Well, actually, we could do concentration, couldn't we? Concentration is, when you play this, do another action card with it, get the stronger effect of that card for free, and it's got +2. Oh yeah, we haven't even picked our thingy card, have we? We haven't even picked our starting card, and usually planning is my one, because you get extra cards at the end of your turn, don't you? Immediately draw a couple of extra cards with the Great Start. You can take another turn straight after yours. Take a mana die for basic colour and put it on your card. Discard some cards from your hand. I think planning is always a lovely one to have. We're probably going to have 2 cards left in. Reveal the tower and the keep. Because we would get some movement next time, wouldn't we? And I suppose I don't have to take an extra 2 cards. I think planning will be good for a longer time. It's a bit of a gamble jumping in there, isn't it? A brown enemy. Even though I am level 3, I've got a bit of attack and a bit of block, haven't I? I think maybe it would be good. Hang on to the concentration as well, because we can always activate that with our green crystal. There's a green die to just get March. We might end up getting hurried along by the dummy, but I think for now, dummy can have some space in here till the map gets bigger. I think it is a good idea. Just let's go stand next to these things. Can immediately go for tower with concentration. We could just walk into it, yeah, couldn't we? Because you get the +2 on it there. But if we wait and stand there, I suppose you've got to worry about getting more movement into the places, haven't you? Next time. So if we get into the Mage Tower, we can you can buy spells and stuff, can't you? If you've for 7 influence, we'd have 6 from Ruthless Coercion. That's interesting, isn't it? 7 influence and a mana that's the same colour as the spell. We could just march into the Mage Tower. Fight it. It's bad reputation for fighting the thing anyway. And then we could get a spell with it maybe next turn. Is there a spell we particularly want? Does this angle show us all the spells? There's a bit of darkness over this side, but that's just so I'm not in the way of you looking at the advanced actions. Chill. Stop things attacking this combat. If it has fire resistance, it loses it. Gain a red crystal. You can discard up to 3 cards from your hand. For each one you discard, gain a crystal of the matching colour. And fire block 4. They're good. They're good. Burning Shield is very good. Oh, at the top. Fire block 4. If it uses... Oh, if it's... I didn't read the rest of the box. If it's used as part of a successful block, you can use it as attack 4 as well. And, oh, the Exploding Shield. I feel like these came up last time. Chill and Exploding Shield. If it's used as part of a successful block, destroy the blocked enemy. We'll have red mana, definitely. Shall we go fight this Mage Tower? It's maybe using a lot in one go. We could always use the red crystals to get these as well, because we've just got white in the source would be the downside. Block might end up being a problem. We've got the Utem Swordsman. Surely they will help. Let's do concentration. So when you play concentration, you've got to play another card with it. You get the bottom part of it for free, not having to pay a mana, and you get the amount +2. So that gives us move 6, the 4 there, plus the 2 from concentration's ability. So 2 to move in there, 3 to move it. Well, I suppose we can change our mind, can't we? If it's like absolutely terrible. We reveal it as soon as we're here, don't we? We're adjacent to it. Let's have a look. So we have found, they're the Frost Mages. I should have the names right over here. Ice Mage is close. So, if I get up I have to tab out of my screen and get me chart up. Like, it only affects... So they've got ice resistance, haven't they? So regular attacks are fine. It just halves ice attacks. They are doing an ice attack, though. So regular block only works half. Would be something to worry about a bit with fighting them. Oh yeah, we ignore some damage as well, don't we? We ignore 1 elemental damage. So it's elemental 4. So if we could get block 6, like that would block 1 of the elemental. So it would attack with 4. So we'd need 8 block, which we could get, but we couldn't get 8 block and 6 attack. Yeah, we're going to have to get some wounds. Oh yeah, there will be cards for planning. And we could try and heal ourselves later on. So we've got some nice attack. I have got crystals right now as well. So them attacking would be... There's no point blocking at all, is there? If you can't block the entire thing, there's no point doing any block. And there's no way to block and... Unfortunately, because the concentration was used on the move. But I think that was good in the long run. We just need some attack. So we could just play these. 2, 4, 7 attack. Don't use their thing that makes them wounded. Save the influence for next time. Yeah, and jump up some of here to get healed later on. So yeah, we ignore the... Well, we don't ignore it, but we just don't block. So we need to assign damage. So they're doing 5 damage. We've got 3 armor. So we've got to take a wound. They go into my hand. We've got to take a wound, and then you subtract 3 from the damage. Is there still damage? Yes, there's 2. So, another wound, subtract 3. There is now no damage, so we stop taking wounds. Then attack, 2, 4, 7. Is it worth spending a crystal to keep them available? I'm already thinking of spending the red crystal. I suppose like it would be 2 red crystals potentially to use the bottom half of this for the big influence next time, and the red mana to be able to get that red spell. Yeah. Think about refreshing them later, maybe. It'd be good to have them on hand, wouldn't it? They could maybe do something in the keep. And something along here on the way to the glades and the healing villages and that. We might not be able to get a spell. Hopefully something would roll red there, or we'd be able to do something else. I think I want to leave an option there of having them available, because they could be attack or block 6, couldn't they? Oh yeah, lose a rep for assaulting the mage tower. Let's do that. Let's spend one of my crystals. They're there for something, aren't they? So yeah, we've got the 4, 6 damage there instead. That gives us 5 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more fame and we level up. Pretty good, isn't it? So crystal spent. All these cards have been spent. Reroll the die in the source. It's black, unfortunately, which is just spent for the day, isn't it? Right, you go over there. Hey, Roo, how's it going? So that's it, isn't it? I fought them. They're done. And we're in here. I was stood on there. I did pay. So yeah, oh, and we get a spell, don't we? We can buy spells later. I'm forgetting that. You get one for doing the assault in the first place, don't you? So are we thinking Burning Shield? I'll show you the display again. Getting more crystals, discarding cards to get a ton of crystals. Quite nice. Siege attack. Lovely. I suppose we're not doing cities though as well. Target enemy does not attack this combat. Could be lovely. It depends which dragons we end up fighting. But I feel like, yeah, top or bottom, we've got a red crystal right now. I know that we probably won't have when it comes time to wanting to use that spell. But in the second round, Exploding Shield could be so satisfying. I think I'm going to go. How does it... I think the dummy player gets this card and the crystal of this colour, right? It would be a shame for them to get another blue card because they've got 2 blues in their inventory. We could still maybe get Burning Shield later. We could maybe buy it next turn if we're still stood here. I think... yeah, that's what I was going to say. Burning Shield will still be there next time. Whereas, like, I don't think it's worth making your decision entirely on what the dummy player will get. Where does this go? Does this go on my deck? Goes on top of my deck, right? So the coffin's a reminder that, hey, you haven't had a drink for ages. Yeah, other way around. I'm saying it the wrong way around, yes. They get the advanced action card and this crystal colour goes in the deck. So still good to... Probably even better, actually, then. You don't want 3 blue crystals in there, because if you happen to get a blue card, it's going to be terrible. Right. Am I all right with all of this? New spell comes out, what we found. Meditation. Randomly pick 2 cards from your discard pile and put them on either the top or bottom of your deck. At the end of this turn, draw 2 cards over your hand limit. Wow. Have I done the wounds and everything okay? Yeah, we've got a couple of wound cards in our hand now, haven't we? But that will help for planning. As I said earlier, I think. So, finish my turn. I draw as if my hand limit is 1 higher. So, as if my hand limit was 6. So we could head over to the keeper and make that hand limit 7. Was I right about putting... the spell on my deck? I think, yeah, you gain stuff on top of your deck, don't you? Artifacts and all of that stuff. It's only at the very start that I shuffled it in. Right, so now, dummy player. We draw 3 cards from the dummy player, and based on the third one, it's green. He has a green token, so we discard an extra card. Still got plenty of cards. Nothing to panic about just yet. So, a new turn. We still have the Ruthless Coercion. We've got 2 wounds now, unfortunately. I suppose offering might have been good to just get those. Oh, it's discard non-wounds. Ignore me. But we've got no move. You can use an additional die from the mana source this turn, so that would be both white. Oh, although the bottom of mana draw, take a mana die from the source and set it to any colour, gain 2 tokens of that colour, and do not re-roll this. Yeah, still not great. I suppose we could then play Crystallize with one of those red tokens and get a red crystal back, and the other red token could be spent on Ruthless Coercion. The downside of that is you would only get 6 influence for Ruthless Coercion. No. We don't get another red crystal because we need 7 influence, don't we? So you can play any card sideways, can't you, for 1. Is it influence as well? Definitely 1 move, 1 attack. Yep, influence 1 as well. I've got a little flowchart that's quite nice on Board Game Geek by Kells. Helping me forget some things. Yeah, we don't get the token, but we don't need the crystal either because we need to spend a mana, don't we, to get another spell. I think another spell will help eventually. Doesn't clear the wounds out, unfortunately. So mana draw with a white mana from the source, which I've just accidentally turned to gold. Gold would be lovely. Mana draw. We have got green crystal as well if we really wanted meditation. So, yes. So take a mana die from the source and set it to any colour except gold. So we might as well use the spent black, haven't we? Am I allowed to do that? I think so. So I'm going to set that to red. Do not re-roll it when you return it to the source either. So we've got a red die in the source, which might help. And so we get 2 mana tokens of red. So they don't last past this turn. But we can use Ruthless Coercion, Influence 6. I suppose I could have spent some reputation readying them again, but I wouldn't have had the reputation to do it. So if we use this other red token to get a spell, then we can have Offering or Burning Shield. So I think Burning Shield, right? It's what we were thinking last time. 2 pretty good spells right at the start. And that's pretty much everything that we can do. What we see here? Tremor. Target enemy gets armor -3, or all enemies get armor -2. Armor cannot be reduced below 1. So tokens are gone. The die needs to go back in the source, and it's now red. Loads of red mana in there now. That needs to go on top of the deck, not in my hand. Although it is going to be coming into my hand. There for the discard pile. Still got 2 cards in the hand. Oh, yep, didn't take a minus reputation, so it's going to... Does that reputation affect everything that you use influence for now? So another spell would cost 8 influence. Okay, we're now at the reputation where it's -1 for stuff. Or is it just for recruiting units? I'm usually a good boy, but I can't remember the good boy anyway. So anytime we need to spend influence, it's now 1 extra. So another 3 cards. So we've got our other spell, and hopefully some movements. No. Got some more influence. Okay. That's going to be a bit bad, isn't it? We could do a rest, couldn't we? Discard one non-wound and discard up to all of your wounds. We could do that. Right, dummy though. 1, 2, 3 cards. It's a blue. Being hurried along a little bit here as well. It's got 2 blue crystals, so 2 more cards are discarded. And just like that, he's down to 6 cards. So I think we need to do that then, right? Because on a turn, what we could do right now is basically nothing. We've got nothing to fight in here. I can at most get influence 4, which again is nothing. So we've got an option of a standard rest, discard all of your wounds, and you can use Promise and Determination sideways. I could move next to the keep, yeah. Well, that's a point, actually. If we rested, we could discard these and 1 normal card. And the combination of these should let us blitz through anything that's in the keep. The downside is we're keeping the wounds, aren't we? For the future. But maybe from the keep, we're just going to go out. Maybe we're not going to work our way over here. And I've got so many cards. Putting these 2 sideways would move us there, but then we're only drawing 2 more cards as well. Yeah, I'm going to do a standard rest. Discard not 1 non-wound and up to all of your wounds. We're not on a minor or a glade or anything. That is my sad turn. And then 3 more cards. So with move, tranquility, heal. Ah, I bet you can only heal from your hand, can't you? Yeah. Well, perfect time for that to come out. We've got some move and the endless gem pouch. Hi, Matt. How's it going? Right, come on, Brave a lot. I'll be a bit slower. That is a red. Right. So we just need to... Oh, so the artifacts are, you can use the top part, right? But if you want the bottom part, it's gone. Top part and it goes into your discard pile. Bottom part, done for good. So roll a mana die 2 times, get a crystal to your inventory for each colour you roll. Or gain a mana token of every colour. A token of every colour is no good, is it? So let's do the top part. So roll a mana die. Let's see what we can get. Gold, so that means we choose the colour. So we can choose 1 crystal, and we get a red other crystal. So you can only have 3 crystals, can't you, of each colour. Got a lot of red in the source right now. Maybe blue. If we want to move a load, yeah, blue is the one. Because we can't do it otherwise. Glades can heal. Oh, can they? Glades can heal from discard. Magical Glade. If you end your turn on a Magical Glade, you can throw away a wound card from your hand or discard pile. You remember perfectly. This is not the same as healing and can't be combined with other things. And if you start on a Magical Glade, you get a gold mana token. Probably still worth heading over there, isn't it? We'll see how much time we get. Right. So we've got move 4. We're going to have to move 4 and play something. Well, Tranquility is no good now, is it? We can draw a card with it. Heal 1 or draw a card. So we could just play it and draw a card. I suppose you might as well, right? Since I can't heal with its normal power, I might as well draw a card. It might be movement. And if it isn't movement... What's happened to me crank cards? I haven't noticed that before. We're going to know what this card is, aren't we? It is a basic card as well. Yeah. Well, that's really upsetting. Second-hand expansions. Not checking them. Right. So. Yeah, it's only a tough choice if you were going to heal with it, right? So we have to discard another card from our hand to get movements. But I suppose you could just use the red mana and get move 5 and get to... We can get to here, and then we could fight these this turn and fight... them the turn after, right? Because we're stood next to them. Or if we try and move, they will attack us anyway, won't they? Yeah, we've got tons of fighty power. So yeah, doing it a slightly different way. We keep the blue token this way, I suppose. We might be spending it for the spell. So discard another card from your hand to get move 5. 2 plus 3 is... Oh, well, we can see it, can't we, first? In case we change our minds. Oh. Okay. I know all those symbols. So that means it's fortified, doesn't it? So we can't use ranged attacks. You can only use siege attacks. It's only got 3 attacks. We need to do 7 to kill it and block 3. We have got a good block card, haven't we? But we've got our other cards, haven't we? So they're out of the way, and I've already spent my die for the turn. Well, I suppose... Burning Shield. Fire block 4. That blocks it. If it's used as part of a successful block, you may use this during your turn as fire attack 4. So then we would have... Fire attack and stuff doesn't matter, does it? So... It just counts as normal. If the enemy's got no resistances, it just counts as normal attack, doesn't it? Or does it do double? I think when I'm attacking, it just counts as normal attack, doesn't it? If I don't need the type. So yeah, fire block 4. That blocks its 3 attack. Bring it here, because I'm stood in that keep, aren't I? Fire block 4 blocks its 3 attack. If it was used as a successful block, you use it as fire attack 4. Utum Swordsman are the other 3, because Determination would only give us 2. And that's your 7. Done. I think that's the way to do it, rather than spend more cards, right? So we've got to spend a red crystal to do that, because we've already spent a die this turn. But that sounds good to me. Still got our Determination, still got our Chill. Target enemy doesn't attack as well. Might help. It would have helped earlier, wouldn't it? But I think that's still good for now. And really, we probably need to use as many cards as possible, don't we? Get cycling through stuff. Probably not going to see all the cards. So you're spent. A new die in the source. Red again. And we need 3 fate. Oh, do I get minus for attacking a keep, don't I? Yes, you got reputation -1 for attacking the keep. Defending enemies are fortified. Oh, and I need to put my shield tokens on the stuff that I'm successfully doing, don't I? We get 3 reputation. 1, 2, 3, which is a beautiful level up. I'm not doing anything else. Can't do anything else on my turn. Had it, had it, had it. What order do we do the level up? It's before we draw cards, isn't it? So it's skills, this level up. So we get choice of another couple of skills. Oh, we've got our cooperative skill. Mana enhancement. When you spend a mana of a basic colour, put this skill token in the centre and mark it with a mana token of the same colour. Gain a crystal of that colour. Until the start of the next turn, any player may choose to return the skill token to you face down in order to use the mana token on it. Oh, so what that's good for me is, it'd be even better cooperatively, wouldn't it? But for me, it just means when I spend a mana of a basic colour, each round I can get a crystal of that colour. Is that how I'm interpreting it? Because we wouldn't have the any player may use this token to put the skill back to me. Yes, when you spend a mana of a basic colour, put this in the centre, mark it with that mana token, and gain a crystal of that colour. So this is just getting me a crystal every round. Oh, only once a round. Okay, it's not. It's still alright, isn't it? I was thinking it was unbeatable then. I'm thinking once a turn. Curse. Once a turn, either reduce an attack of an enemy by 1. Oh, this block 2 would have... We didn't need to use the spell. We might as well have. We could have... We reduced their damage, don't we? I suppose that's only when you're taking damage. Ignore me. Once a turn, either reduce an attack of an enemy by 1 or reduce the armor of an enemy by 1 to a minimum of 1. You cannot use this on a fortified enemy in the ranged and siege attack phase. In solo, you can use the other effect of a cooperative skill the turn after you use it for its initial effect. Okay, so it's kind of nice. I feel like maybe Curse, though. Build up these combat things. Be a big fighting machine for these dragons later. I do like the mana enhancements. But I think I'm going to go Curse. Oh, Bravelar's, I'm forgetting his as well. So we can also look at the cards in the display. So if we choose one of mine, we can have any card. Chivalry, attack 3, or attack 2 and reputation +1 for each enemy defeated. Pure magic, when you play this, pay a mana. If you paid green, move 4. If you paid white, influence 4. Blue, block 4. Red, attack 4. Or the beautiful Mana Storm. Choose a mana die in the source that is showing a basic colour, gain a crystal of that colour, and immediately reroll it and return it to the source. We liked Mana Storm earlier, or I did anyway. Maybe you did. But yeah, Shapeshift was use a card as something else, right? So if we were stuck like before, with block but no movements, yeah, I like your thinking. And I really want Mana Storm, because the restriction is if you take the skill from the common offer, you have to take the bottom skill, right? I suppose the downside would be this would go to the bottom and the dummy player would get another blue crystal. But hopefully we can balance that out with the stuff that we're gaining. So do both of mine go into the common pool now? So I could gain those in future. We definitely get another Bravelar, which is Forked Lightning. Once a turn, ranged cold fire attack 1 against up to 3 different enemies. Maybe not as good as in this scenario. I say that with a bit of confidence because I'm pretty sure that Paul said that in his playthrough. My skills are just discarded. That makes sense. We can't go back. So you go in that discard pile. I've had that. I've had the fame from that enemy. We have... Oh yeah, he'll get a red crystal, but he's got a blue card, so more chance of that triggering. I keep already been corrected about the way around that is. I got it wrong again. Yeah, unfortunately. Right, so our hand limit is increased, isn't it? While we are around this. Yeah, you own the keep. You can recruit units with the keep. Oh, yeah, so we could recruit units if we wanted to. Oh, yeah, the shock troops. We have got a unit space. The shock troops here. Ranged attack 1. All your other units get +1 to all their attacks this turn. Or reduce armor and 1 attack of a chosen enemy by 1. Reduce an enemy attack by 3. Any damage from that attack must be assigned to this unit first, even if the enemy had assassination. So yeah, that's there available to be recruited from a keep, if we want to. And so now, our hand limit is still 5, but we draw an extra 1 for planning, we've got 2 cards, and an extra 1 for the keep. So actually, we've only got 1 card left in the deck now, so even with the dummy player maybe being a bit speedier than normal. I tell you what, I was saying this to Bull when I was setting it up. I was looking forward to doing Mage Knight. I hadn't realised it had been so long since I last played it. Like, I was looking forward to the game anyway. As I was actually setting it up, I was really excited to play this again. Bravelar has got Rage, no red crystal. So actually, we've still got like 2 more turns, right? So he will next turn discard his last card. And then the turn... Oh, have we got 3 turns? Yeah, next turn, he will discard that last card. The turn after that, his deck is empty and he will declare the end of round, which means we get 1 more turn after that, right? So we've got 3 turns, I think, if I'm right in remembering how Dr. Dummy works. Right, so we're over here. We are next to an orc that can be smashed in for a bit of reputation as well. So we've got move, 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 move. But... What is the limit on shapeshift? Once a turn, we can do this with 1 basic action. We're overloaded with movement now, but if we needed block or attack, hey, they could come in with that. So the green enemy is rampaging. So if we try to move, they will attack, right? Does that count as our action for the turn? I feel like it does. Yeah, you can challenge them while being adjacent, or you can move from adjacent space to another adjacent. So would I have to stop there and have combat with them? Try to see if one of my little cards tells me that. Orcs can be provoked into combat by a player who moves from one adjacent space to another adjacent space. So I think my movement would be cancelled, right? It interrupts your movement and ends it. Thank you. So, yeah, there's no point... Thanks, Rach. There's no point bunching up a big amount of movement to try and get to this glade or something, because we're not going to make it there. But we have got 3 turns, haven't we? We could spend movement, right, to reveal a new tile. Just think about this. Hi, James. We could spend movement to reveal a new tile and maybe move to the new space of it. That would provoke the combat, which we're probably going to do anyway. And maybe there's cool stuff on this tile, but we'd still just be 2 spaces away from the glade, so we'll get to the glade next time. Because it would be nice to get rid of one of them wounds, wouldn't it? We've got our 3 turns. It's Skycroft. Power up the stamina. Oh yeah, for move 4. Explore. I think we were saying the same thing. That's good, isn't it? I feel pleased with myself when I've come up with a Mage Knight plan and someone else has said it. Right, I don't know why these tactics cards are here. Oh, we haven't. It doesn't matter, does it? Because there's only 1 day. But the dummy player does remove a tactic. I suppose it doesn't matter in this scenario. I got rid of Great Start. Because powering up other stuff... I suppose, how are we thinking about fighting the orc? So the orc's got 3 attack. We could use chill, couldn't we, to stop it from attacking? Or, I suppose moving with Savage Harvesting, we would have to spend a crystal for. We'd have to spend a Swiftness, no. Oh yeah, we've got ranged attacks, haven't we? That might matter. Matters for turn order. I can't remember what I said now. Oh, yeah. Well, they picked one after me. So good. Fudge that. I knew they were going to go for that great start. Typical Bravelar. Now we've got Mana Storm, haven't we, as well? To just get a crystal. We can just grab a crystal of white. And then we'll be able to do both swiftnesses for ranged attacks with whatever we're doing. We can swap something into block, can't we, from what it normally does? Bye. Reroll all dice in the source. You can use 3 extra dice from the source. And you can use black or gold as mana of any colour. If we wanted to do the bottom of Mana Storm. That might let us do a load of extra things. We might roll 3 useless colours, but we don't need the red. And if we are stuck, we still just use a crystal for stamina to move. I feel like Mana Storm. So I can't use the reds. The whites will be used for swiftness. Well, 1 white could be used for swiftness. I think I'm going to go for Mana Storm. But we'll just have to remember that that's been used. And kind of hope to roll golds or blacks, I suppose. We rolled a black. That is a mana of any colour. Oh, Marty's left us. Rach has just gone out, so unfortunately. The door going spooks Marty. Maybe he'll be back. He really got into Mage Knight and ended up trading it away. I think I did get into Mage Knight, like, way back when. But kind of the amount of time I would leave it between games, I would have to relearn it completely all over again. Which I've almost done today. Like, I haven't played it for 2 years. Like, I went years not having it. And then I did, like, a top 10 solo games. And despite not having it and not played it for years, I put it, like, quite near the top, I think. It was like, it's too much for me sometimes, but I do just find it really satisfying. So we can use the black as anything. The white could be swiftness. We'd only get 1 ranged attack in, though, so I suppose that's not very good. Only 2 dice. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, 1 die would be on the card, wouldn't it? Okay, then forget that roll. Roll black, though. Don't get the rules wrong, though. So we can't use 3 extra dice. Watch them be red now. Green and green. Yeah, it's not good. But it's summer. So we can use Savage Harvesting now. Each time you move to a space this turn, you can discard a card to gain a crystal of the same colour. So we don't need block, do we? Because we could use chill to stop him attacking. Hey, Christopher, how's it going? See, I think, yeah, you might as well use Savage Harvesting now. Even if we don't want to discard the card, just don't do it then. So let's explore. So that's 2 movement exploring, is it? 2 move points, yes. Digging into my history to try and remember all of the bits. And we don't move to it, do we? We just see it. We have got 4 movement, though, so we might as well move to it. And that provokes the orc. So, okay. Here's definitely an expansion map tile, because I don't know what's going on here. Probably never going down here, are we? Okay. We've got some deep mines. If you end your turn on a mine, choose and gain 1 of these crystals. Okay, then. So that's just more choice in a mine. What is this? A labyrinth. I've dragged the camera too far over to the side again, haven't I? A labyrinth. Entering a labyrinth is as an action. If you do, you can choose 1 ready, unwounded unit to accompany you. You cannot use any unit other than the chosen one during the entire action. Then choose a path and fight. Choosing a path, you pay that much movement. Then, combat. Draw and fight a red Draconum enemy token. Whether you defeat it or not, discard it afterwards. If you defeat it, you get a different reward based on how much you moved. It's pretty nice. So either a couple of crystals, a spell, or an artifact. Another, oh, you put a shield token on the space that you did, and then you can still go in there again. Oh, a different player could go in there again. No player may successfully conquer the same labyrinth twice. Each path may only be conquered once. That is cool. And we're right next to a village now. Okay, so we have moved. That's all of our movement done. What shall we throw away? Because I presumably don't need all of these cards. We only need 4, like, that's attack 2, isn't it? We could use chill to stop. I'm not showing you the cards, am I? We use chill to stop him attacking. That's all you block done. There's 2 attack. And we just use our switcheroo for 2, change the move to attack. And that's just him done, isn't it? We've still got some movement for next time, which is the thing we need most, right? Sound good? I'm now going to look at what Skycroft said to see if I get the same thing. Throw away a card for Savage Harvesting. Get, oh, +1 fame for exploring. Yes. Oh, both of those should happen before the combat. Oh, yeah, I was trying to work out what to discard, but I think I've come up with a good plan for the combat. So your you are combat. Oh, and then we've got to discard something else. I think, the way things are we going to need ranged attack 3? Probably just the stamina. End us up on a village, maybe, for next time. Right next to a labyrinth for nighttime. And maybe we do the move 4. Oh, it costs 3 to move there. Move 4 and something sideways can put us on there and reveal a new tile. Because, yeah, as I said earlier, we need to find these cities. And I've definitely used the entire day. Right. So, yes, discard swiftness, keep stamina. That gives us a white crystal. Yes. A lot of crystals on hand as well. Well, until now. We need to use the blue crystal to do chill. And then that's your 4 attack to defeat that. Oh, it's swift though. Wait a minute. What did swiftness do? You need twice as much block. Don't matter because you're not attacking. So even better. An even better plan. You'd need double the block to block an enemy with swiftness. So it doesn't attack because of chill. That's spent. All of that's spent. 3 fame for fighting that. A reputation for freeing the kingdom of a rampaging orc. And downside. Oh, actually, not a downside at all. I was going to say downside is I haven't got 2 cards for the planning, but I've only got 1 card in the deck, so it doesn't matter. You go back to the source. So black is depleted. We've got a blue and a green in there. Remember, don't confuse that with the offer. You're all discarded. And my last card is an Intimidate. So we'd be in a village. I don't think anything can be recruited from a village. But you can use it. Yeah, you can use influence to heal, can't you? But I don't think from your discard pile. Maze, monastery, village. Yeah, you can recruit village units. I'm pretty sure there isn't one. You can buy a point of healing, which is stuff from your hand, isn't it? And you can plunder someone else's village. So, yeah, I don't think that influence is going to help us. Could end on the mine, but that doesn't seem great, does it? Right. That's it for my turn, isn't it? Oh, yeah, new keep. Yeah, we could just go over to see what's cracking there. There is a wall, so what's a wall do? It's some extra movement to go through, isn't it? I think I read when I was setting up. Walls. To cross a wall on a map, you have to pay an extra move point. Terrain discounts cannot negate this extra cost. They have no effect on movement invoked directly by a fight. Oh, and if you challenge rampaging enemies across a wall, they are fortified. So you're done. You will just draw your last card. You don't declare end of round yet. Oh, it does do attack 7. We just can't... We could get to the keep. Oh, no, we can't get to the keep. That's frustrating. If the wall wasn't there, we could get to that keep. So yeah, we could go and see what's in that keep, and we'd be next to the labyrinth as well. But I kind of think the original plan of it's a shame to waste that intimidate. If someone could be recruited, I'd maybe spend it. Influence 8 we'd get. Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at them, because they can't be recruited. But yeah, stamina, move 4. That sideways is another move. Well, actually, I could move a ton if I didn't mind. Can't I turn that influence 4? Oh, I can't turn influence. I could turn the attack 3 into move 3. So I could have move 7 if I really wanted it. But I think that would be a bit of a waste, losing that reputation just for that. We could have move 5, so that will get us 3 onto the village. Maybe we'll start the next round with some wounds and we could heal them off being here. If we started off with wounds and influence. But yeah, 3 movement gets us onto the village. And then 2 movements reveals the new tile and gets us a fame. 1 away from a level up. Just 1 away. So numbers facing all the same way. Oh, which way does this go? Like that. Like that? Yeah, like that. I think. So we have found... Shape-shifting back into the... I keep putting shape-shifting back. Let's put the offer somewhere else. And put my... I apparently want my skills over there so much. I think I'm just matching colours up. Put that far away from me. Right. Rampaging enemy. And we've got some more ruins. We do see them, right? Because it's the day. Doesn't matter that it's going to be night. 3 white mana for 7 points. And another village. There is a labyrinth. That might be a nice thing to go to. So that's it, isn't it, for my turn? Doesn't really matter what the dice are, because we reroll them again in a minute, don't we? You're all discarded. You declare end of round, but tough luck, mates. It's the end of round anyway. So. That's just this, isn't it? So we now need to go to night time. My handy checklist helping us out. I'll come back, Marty. Just a weird pink blemish on the sauce. Hi, Michael. Oh, I just knocked that. Was it green? I think it was green. Hi, Marty. Did you hear your name? Here he is. Oh, Joel, you played Mage Knight and hated it, but you feel like it was not explained properly. Did you play multiplayer as well? I'm not saying like, I'm sure plenty of people play it multiplayer and love it, but like me and Rach have played it co-op 2-player, and Rach, I wouldn't say loved it, enjoyed it, but definitely didn't enjoy the time that it took. So yeah, like when me and Paul have done our dual streams, which I'm hoping to do one in a month's time, if we can work it out, if we can work out the timings. Yeah, we've done shared solo just because of the playtime. Like even if we did co-op, it just compound things so much. And yeah, I've never played it competitive because it's so much brain power going into just trying to make any of this stuff work in the first place. Oh, I'd hate it so much. Like people got in your way. Can we? So the open map type, I'm limited to 3 columns. So can I go out this way? And then I can't go out another way, can I? I'm more used to the wedge. Because I think, yeah, with the forests are rubbish at night. 5 movement to get through them. Whereas the desert changes to 3. Maybe labyrinth and explore something else and ignore all of these things. Right. You've barely done anything. You've re-rolled until 50% show basic colour. Boom. Refresh the unit offer Add an advanced action per monastery. We've actually not found a monastery. Hey, Jester, how's it going? Oh yeah, so all of the units go to the bottom of their deck. Can't quite pick up that last card, so it's going to have to not quite go on the bottom of the deck. And our new units are going to be the Foresters, village units, the Foresters, and some more Utem Swordsmen, if we're willing to go over to that keep. Could pick them up. Do I put a shield down for doing the Marauding Orcs? No, I don't think so. Right. Units done. Refresh the spells. So, the last ones go away, but the dummy player gets this one, and they get a red crystal. I think I finally got it the right way around. And that's just gone. And then slide them down, and we get some new stuff. So we've got Expose. Target enemy loses all fortifications and resistances. Ranged attack 2. We are at night now as well, so if we can get some black mana. We had briefly Star Trek Frontiers, and like, I keep saying that, like, I've liked the bits of Star Trek I've seen, I just haven't seen much of it. I keep meaning to watch the Next Generation, but I never really get very far in it. Not from any dislike of it. Let's drift about. The most I've seen is that I've seen maybe like half the first series of the original series. I enjoyed that, and some of the newer films. So yeah, I think some of the stuff is lost on me, like the references and stuff. I enjoyed the Star Trek Frontiers one though. But yeah, I'm not kind of. I don't think I'd be good at kind of comparing them now. Never mind back when we played Star Trek Frontiers. It was in 2016, I think, because I was in America for the first time with Rach, and we trekked away from what was supposed to be just a theme park holiday. I took us out for a day, like, trekking around Orlando for a board game shop. But hey, it was a great trek. And I found Star Trek Frontiers there. I suppose, yeah, being a bad guy when you're like Picard or something would be a bit strange. Okay, so there no forests in Star Trek Frontiers? I think wasn't stuff like Cold Fire and all of that stuff kind of simplified out as well a bit. I think some of the edges are smoothed out a bit for Frontiers, right? But it seems like that's really hard to get hold of now. I never got the expansion for it. Eventually, I was kind of like, ended up in the same situation as Mage Knight. I haven't played it for so long that I don't really remember how to. But I think, yeah, it's kind of, even though I haven't played it for 2 years, I think more of Mage Knight has stuck with me now. And I'm asking a million questions and probably getting a few things wrong. But there's a lot of things to juggle. And, of course, as in any stream, I'm trying not to just sit here in silence pondering things. Reshuffled. Wounds 2. Hey, I haven't forgotten. Ready units, even if wounded. Choose tactics. Night tactics. Okay, so night tactics. So we can go first guaranteed. Or one time this night, if your deck is empty, you may shuffle your discard pile and put 3 cards back into your deck. Mana search once per turn before you use mana from the source. You may re-roll up to 2 of them. When choosing dice to reroll, you must pick gold first, if any. Once tonight, before any of your turns, you may shuffle up to 5 cards, including wounds, from your hand back into your deck and draw that many. Might be good. Oh, do you draw cards first? I'm sure me flowchart did tell me that as well. Well, there's improvisation. Oh, so good about that. What's the point of them being in sleeves when I got that card like that? Oh well. If we're playing Krang, we know we've got a bit in here. So what have we got? We've got a bit of movement. We've got a bit of swiftness, crystallize, improvisation, and chill. Does this mean jump into the labyrinth? It'd be a lot of movement, wouldn't it? How much are the foresters? 5 influence. Discard another card and do the powerful bit of improvisation. 5 influence. Boom, foresters. The move cost of forests, hills, and swamps is reduced by 1 this turn when moving, or they could give me some block. Right, we're picking taxes, aren't we? So you may shuffle up to 5 cards from your hand back into your deck and draw that many. Search your deck for any card and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Or, once before the start of each of your turns, either put the top card of your deck face down under this card, or flip this card face down and put all of those cards into your hand. Ooh, that's interesting. We would definitely go last if we do that. That's sharpie. I suppose I could, it might end up a bit thick, but I've got like, there's like a million wound cards you could put behind it. And to, like, even if we didn't use one of the thousands of wound cards that now come with the game, I've got the spell, like the nasty spells that every mode I've ever played tells me to remove. So I haven't bothered even sleeving them. They're in a little bag with the nasty skill tiles. Oh, we've got -1 rep, haven't we? So Empower is good for fighting cities, yeah. Well, we won't need to do that. I don't think I want no ability and definitely go first. I'm not that fussed about going first. It'd be nice. See, Mana Search might help us do... It'd be nice to fight a dragon, wouldn't it? I think we need to do a labyrinth, maybe. Get out here. Explore a new tile. And then that's the last normal tile. Then we're on to city tiles after that. And in terms of doing, maybe not this spell, but the red spell that we've got, give us more chance of finding the black die to do its night power, right? I say it's always a solid choice. And it's once per turn, isn't it? Let's go for it. Boom. Throw crystallize in. Oh yeah, extra crystals and stuff as well, isn't it? Oh, and the dummy, so they might choose number 1, so shouldn't have thrown that away just yet. Threw them all away. Okay, come on, go after us again. Pick 6, it's great. Ignore what I said. 2, they're going first. And I haven't shuffled their deck. Marty, where are you off? There he is. I think this scenario, I don't know if I'll be very successful at it. I do really like the idea of leveling up a load at the start. And particularly for streaming. Like, I did really enjoy those streams that I did, but 5 hours takes it out of you by the end. Especially when you're supposed to be, like, thinking. You're trying to fight the cities, and you've been sat in this roasting room for many hours. Right, what's Bravelar doing? Red, they have now got 1 red crystal, so 1 extra card. And it is a blue card, which might end up helping us. Hi, Monica. He likes constantly changing position, so I have to keep changing his camera around. Hi, Marty. If you pick up foresters to move to forest with swiftness, the move cost of forest would be... So the move cost of forest would still be 4, though. You can use chill to block. I actually haven't tried anything other than basic conquest, really. Like full and blitz conquests. So I'll have to try more of them out. It does seem worth recruiting, doesn't it? We're in here now. Improvisation gets us the bulk of that influence. We've got to discard something else. Maybe we want to... Use a Forester for 2 more. Tusk. Oh, for discarding for improvisation, yeah. And then swiftness gives us the 6 that we need. So we don't want to discard chill. So that gives us the 6 influence that we need to get the Foresters, because it's 5, but we've been naughty, so reputation cost is increased. And that doesn't refresh, does it? Unless we discover like a monastery or something. So we've now got our Foresters, though. Help us move about a bit. New mana in the source. It's black. Usually bad, but hey, nighttime. It's what we use for something like Lethal Chill. Or the red spell we've got that I can definitely remember the name of. So we need an XP, don't we? So we can increase the hand limit and stuff and level up all nice. Hand limit's just 5, isn't it? We haven't got planning or anything like that. Ouch, ouch. Okay, we've got no influence though, have I? It would be nice to heal. How much is healing? More than I've got, I know. So you can't turn this into influence with that, can you? 3 influence for a healing. That's what we've got anyway. Vravelar. 3 cards. Bottom one's white. They haven't got a white crystal, so boom. Into the forest. The forest costs 5 to move to, though. So it would be reduced by 1, but it still costs 4 to move to. I think it's still worth it for, like... What's swamps? This is swamps, isn't it? What's hills? What I'm on now is hills, isn't it? What is that? I think that's... Oh, not the right angle to show you. I think that... why isn't that on any camera angle? Move it up. That is the forecast, right? That the labyrinth is on. Unfortunately. What is it? What's it called? That's swamp, isn't it? This. Is it wastes? So I haven't got anything that helps me with that. And the foresters will pay off. 4 movement to get up there. I don't think we're going to be able to go this time. I mean, we've got the endless gem pouch. We can get 2 crystals, or we can get a token of each colour. Isn't going to be helpful, is it? -1. Oh, because the foresters provide me with 2. I see. Sorry, RC. I am missing that they also give you move 2. Yes. I'm just thinking about the discount, aren't I? So yeah, because otherwise... Well, I suppose we could still go into the labyrinth, but then we wouldn't be able to spend movement in the labyrinth. So yeah. I am on board. Foresters gets us next to the orc, and we can just challenge it from next to it, can't we? So swiftness is the other 2 movement that I need. You're spent. Do you want to use the gem pouch? So killing the orc, it's... Oh, so its armor gets reduced to a minimum of 1. Because it's got physical resistance. So that means you need to use double damage, right? Physical resistance. Yeah, you need to... It halves your physical attacks. So that will be fine, because if I'm willing to use the gem pouch first... Oh yeah, because we... So I don't want to... Yeah, we don't want a token of each colour. Crystals would be better. Red. Gold. We choose the colour. Red. You can't have black or gold crystals, can you? That was my first thought. Before my brain shut it down. Well, blue. I want, don't I? Because I haven't got a blue crystal to do this with. So I want blue. And then we use the black from the source. Target enemy does not attack this combat and gets armor -4. Because it's got, like, The nasty skull symbol is that it does extra wounds, isn't it? Brutal. If unblocked, deals twice as much damage as its attack value. That is, like, chill, not lethal kill to chill. I would use Gem Pouch to hopefully pull heal. We're close to a Glade as well, aren't we? All right, what am I doing? Yeah, so its armor is -4 to a minimum of 1. So it's got 1 armor and physical resistance. So I need to use double the attack, but attack 2 will do that fine, won't it? Even with its physical resistance. So that orc is killed. Just got a wound in the hand. Reroll this black to a red. We've killed this orc, so that is a reputation and 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. We level up, which gives us another command token. And our hand limit is now 6. Oh yeah, I could have used Mana Search. Were you telling me to use Mana Search and I'm being slow? One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 cards now, right? We've got some nice crystals. We've got Mana Draw. We've got Intimidate. Ruthless Coercion. Loads of influence things. We could get the other foresters if we went back to the village. Right. Brave Alar. 3 cards. Bottom one is red, so 1 more. Still got a decent amount of cards in there, I think. Right. So we've got concentration, more tokens. Stamina is some more movement. I suppose Intimidate could be attack 7, couldn't it? It's just... yeah, my movement's suffering a bit, isn't it? Oh, we could... I've got green, so we could do concentration. Can my movement all be one great big thing for the labyrinth? Or do I have to spend separate movements in the labyrinth? It might not be the best thing to do. I'm excited by the labyrinth. Move points left from the move phase cannot be used for this, so no. Getting 6 move doesn't get me on there and use 2 for the labyrinth, unfortunately. Ruthless Coercion. Oh yeah, we can use the bottom of Ruthless Coercion can be used to ready units for movement next time. I mean, it could move us onto the Glade, couldn't it? Yeah, maybe not move like right now. Yeah, we need to find 2 relics. They help us move onto swamps as well. Do we... so yeah, Ruthless Coercion could refresh the foresters. I can use them right away, can't I? So Ruthless Coercion is going to need the die. We get Influence 6, Reputation -1. You may ready level 1 and 2 units by paying 2 influence per level. So that's all the influences going on. But I could then use my green crystal, or just use my mana draw. You can use an additional die this turn. Do you reckon? Move you in mucky territory. Yeah. We'll labyrinth another day. I could use mana draw to use this green die and hold on to my crystal. Get move 6. I don't want to move. I don't want to move that much, do I? Hang on to that. Calm down. You've got your foresters. That's move 2. That's move another 2. But you want move 4. Hang on. Well, why don't you use a red crystal for that then? And use a blue die for that. Yeah. Still got a red crystal. We can get more things back later. Kind of want to hang on to concentration. Could use mana draw just to use both of the things. I do like the bottom use of it. I can hang on to my crystals then. Okay, that would give me 6 move, wouldn't it? 4 onto there and 2 to look at the next tile. I think that gives me enough, doesn't it? So yeah, we use mana draw for its additional. Use an additional die. Boom. Got the crystals for later. So that lets me move 4 onto here. Or could you? Oh yeah, I could use attack as move, couldn't I, from my Intimidate as well? Do you think save it for the thing that I did last time? Oh, I see what you mean. So just use 1 just as normal. And you could just use this as move 3 with me skill. And we just get another reputation. But we're on -1 reputation anyway, so it doesn't matter. I see what you're saying. So yeah, we're on there. The magical glade is going to be fantastic. This is the last normal tile. Still got to find 2 of those tiles and kill the dragons in the middle of them. It might happen. Mana draw for 2 dice. What do you mean now? So we found another. Have I got this right? No, the number's not in the right place. Glades next to glades. And we can probably just hop onto this tile right. And just see another one. So we've got a little mine. We've got something marauding up there. It's night though, so do we see that? Yep, always face up. A little marauder up there. Not like I'm going over there though. Another lovely glade. But yeah, probably step there next time and reveal something new. Get a fame for revealing. Then, glade. Downside of the cards is having to look at every single card every time to find the one that I want. Oh, come on, glade, where are you? Definitely seen you. Glade. If you end your turn on a magical glade, hey, that's what I've done. So we've used all of this. They're still in my hand. Reroll you. White. Good for the mana draw. You're used and discarded. So I can throw away the wound from my hand. It's not the same as healing. And then when we start the turn, we get a black mana token. I don't think that will help, but the wound's gone is the most important thing. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ready for the second wound to come out. Not just yet, though. Savage Harvesting, got Tranquility if it does come out. Bit of stamina, bit of move, Savage Harvesting, stamina. Help us get about a bit. Because I think we might need to just rush some movement and get to this dragon. We've got 3 city tiles. 2 of them have got the dragons in the middle that we need to kill. And not a lot of time to do it in. Brave a lot. Green, he's got a green token, which is going to leave him with 2 cards. So we've got 3 turns, right? It's fine. Well, we've got concentration, haven't we? To add to Savage Harvesting. Maybe use Tranquility to draw 2 cards. He's done right. We can think. Because you've also got to be able to kill these dragons. So if we use mana draw, take a die from the source and set it to any colour except gold, I would be happy with green. I think we were unlucky with movement a bit as well at the start of day one. For a while, anyway. We were in this general area for ages, weren't we? So that gets me 2 green tokens. You can use mana... Oh! Oh yeah, we could go in and get 7 XP, couldn't we? I don't know. I think we've got time, though. Have we? We've got to go on that space, haven't we? To do that. I don't think I should spend the 5 movement to get on that forest. I've got to be on the space, haven't I? It would be nice to get the 7 fame, but we lose if we haven't killed the 2 dragons. So I think I've got to just move over to them. So what I'm thinking... This... Concentration with one of the tokens... And green... It goes back to green out there. Concentration with... Stamina. That's 6 movements. Savage Harvesting with the other green token is move 4. We've got 10 movement there. Which, fair enough, translates to next to nothing in Mage Knight, but we could maybe get a red crystal, get another 4 movement from there if we need it. I don't think Mana Search again would particularly help. Right. 2 movement there. How much have I got? 10. First city is... not the one. Fame for revealing it. It's not a dragon in the middle. It's actually a rampaging orc, which is going to get right in the way of moving. Maybe we are going to the glade. I'm not going to have the crystals for it now, though. Oh, not the glade, the relic thing. Oh dear. Right. We can still move through that tile. Like, I can go to there, can't I? And then he'll initiate combat and I can't move anymore. Which, to be fair, is a lot of my movement anyway. It would be 7 of my 8 remaining movements. Fighting him might be a bit of a pain. He won't attack through walls, is that right? Brilliant. I need to read the rest of the walls entry, don't I? Oh, there's mazes and labyrinths. Oh, that not... That's a maze. Same idea. Oh, labyrinths have dragons, mazes have the tan ones. The dungeony ones, them. What's this? Potty? Space? Is that just flavour? So they can't see me over the walls. Nice. Walls, that said walls. Target move does not provoke rampaging enemy. Okay then, so that doesn't change anything, does it? So we've still got 8 movements. So, hey Shiffy, how's it going? Do you think Tranquility draw 2 cards? It is using the heal. Crystal, draw 2 cards. See what we get. We might get more movement now. If we don't get more movement, I can always upgrade my Rage to have attack 4 be move 4 instead. The movement we've got right now, we've got 8 movements, and 7 of it gets us there. Which is actually no better than you could have walked across the forest for 7 movement. Yeah, one of them might be the other wound. I wouldn't have the heal in my hand anymore. We've not got a ton of cards in the deck. Do you think hang on to it? But is this healing going to matter? Do you think just spend this as attack 4, translated to move 4, and that's going to give us 5 more movements. 2 to reveal a new tile, and hopefully 3 to move into it. And then maybe I'll draw 2 cards if I need more movement. So there's me adjusting attack 4 into move 4. Reveal a new tile. I think I'm just trying to check that I'm not skipping any steps. Okay, so we have a dragon instead of a city, because it is a ruined city. There is the dragon holding the relic I need. That's a rampaging enemy, which is going to be a pain. Oh, and that dragon is also a rampaging enemy. Oh dear. Right. And it's 3 to move on to a desert. So I can just stand on this relic, can't I? Spend 3 green for 7 mana. I've got 2 crystals right here. Not 7 mana, 7 fame. Did I have the other fame for revealing that second tile? I can't remember. I can be standing on here, can't I? And don't do it. I think. Oh no, it's face down. You didn't see that. I've entered the space, so we would see it. I assume I'm allowed to just stand on the space without having gone in there, because I didn't know what it was before I stepped on it. And then at least we're next to the castle. If we go and fight the dragon, which we can't do right now anyway, that's all my movement spent. I think that's worked out well. If I go in to fight the dragon, though, that orc kicks off, doesn't it? Unless I went that way and that way, but that's loads of movement. When do I reveal this Draconum? Is it when I go in? Where have you put the rules? There's the rules. When you're adjacent to the space, day or night, reveal the Draconum. We found an ice dragon. Would chill have been perfect for that? No, it hasn't got fire resistance. It's got ice resistance. The red spell, I don't know if we're going to get a black die to be able to use it again. Okay, that's what we're against anyway. And it's got that man symbol on it that I definitely remember what that means. Paralyze. If a unit gets wounded because of an attack from an enemy with paralyze, it is immediately destroyed, removed from the game. If a hero takes 1 or more wounds from a paralyzing attack, he must immediately discard any non-wound cards from his hand. Better to lose the unit in the situation we're in. Right, let's try and make sense of what has just happened. We have just lost a die. That was gold. So you're still in my hand. You can still be used next turn. You have all been used this turn. And our hand limit is 6. We have got 1 more card in the old deck, so I assume a wound is coming out here. Got the Burning Shield. So Fire Block is no good, right? So the enemy... I know fire is what I want. The dragon attacks with 6 ice, so fire block is exactly what you want. So I'm not going to have the black phase of it to do the bottom part, unfortunately. That would be amazing. If I had a black die right now to be able to use, fire block 4, if you successfully block, destroy the enemy. That would be amazing. Fire block, we can still have the Burning Shield. Fire block 4, and then if you successfully block, it's fire attack 4. So everything just doubled, isn't it? Fire attack, it doesn't need doubled. Oh, mana search, yeah. Reroll them both. Have I done him? No, I've just drawn cards, haven't I? So he draws his cards. We've got to do... We can't do it, can we? There's no chance. We can get closer than perhaps I thought. But yeah. Because we've got to kill this thing. And... go to a new tile. and kill the dragon in the middle of that one as well, with one more card in the thing. But Mana Search, come on. Reroll them both. Can I reroll the gold one? Yes, you must pick gold first. So let's leave out... I don't know, I'm not really bothered. Blue. In case I want to use the determination, I guess. I'm not bothered about pumping up tranquility, I don't think. Come on, black. Can I use Mana Storm to get black? Choose a mana die in the source that is showing a basic colour, gain a crystal of that colour. Roll all dice in the source, you can use 3 extra, and you can use black or gold as mana of any basic colour. No, Mana Storm will get me stuff, but it doesn't... I could use it. If we just roll basic colours here, I could use the top ability of Mana Storm to get a crystal of one of the colours, and then re-roll it and put it back. So, another chance to re-roll, maybe? We have not rolled black. Rolled gold again, though. Right. Yeah, the bottom would be so good right now. Because just the double attack portion that we need. So how does this work? How can I successfully block? I need to successfully block, don't I? So that I can have fire attack 4. Use white die to reroll the other 2 again with Mana Storm. Oh yeah, the bottom part rolls all the dice in the source, doesn't it? Good point. And we would be able to use gold. If we did happen to roll gold, we would be able to use it as a basic colour. Because we can use whatever we roll in the source. We got another chance. Come on. Black! Can we do it? Not the game in general. I don't know if that's now possible. But gold is anything. So we could just use that as, hey, there's the attack. We've got to move in there. And doesn't that mean we've got to deal with him? So I need 3 movement from somewhere to get into the place. How much is it to move on that space? 3. Take the wounds from the other guy. He is brutal. Yeah, I don't think I've got enough cards. I suppose I could... I can't pump up determination because I haven't got blue anywhere. That could be blue. There's block 5, which I turn into move 5. Just so I could move out afterwards. And there's move 6. It's 3. 6, yeah. And then we could get onto there at the end of the turn. Oh, our cities 2 move always. They're still cities, aren't they? Even though they're ruined. Yeah, I don't think they stop being cities. It's city. They cost 2 move to enter. Yep. Absolutely right. Yeah, 6 movement's not going to help you then. 5 movements into the city and onto that space at the end. Or the other... Yeah, we don't want to be on the other desert space. That space, that space. Be on that space at the end, we'll get a crystal. We've got 1 more turn after this, haven't we? It's not possible. Is it? Or is it so possible? Right. So blocking him. I've got 4 fire block. I then need to come up with 4... If I go to the mine first, I won't end up with the attack from the orc. Is it better to just take those wounds, though? Where is it? 2... I would take 2 wounds. No, I'd take 4 wounds, wouldn't I? I would still draw me other card, though. I think I've got to just take the wounds to end up a space away. Because, when you think about it, whatever this is on the other side, too many wounds in hand. What would I get? 4 wounds. Oh yeah, I wouldn't draw my last card, would I? Yeah, fair enough. I don't think we're getting onto the tile, are we? So they're on the attack. Two wounds because of your skill. Oh! Oh yeah, because I reduce their damage by 2. So actually, yeah, they only give me 1 wound. I still don't think it's possible. But yeah, that perfect. Right. So take the wounds. Yeah, because it's subtracted by 2, isn't it? And then we work out the wounds. Yeah, I still don't think it's possible, but we've got to get into the middle of this tile. Yeah, I think that's finally saved me. I think it's come into it in the first and last bit of the game. So move 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't get another 2 move from anywhere unless we'd use these 2 sideways, and I don't think it's worth doing that. Because how? I can't do it. I've got 1 card. I'll get a card for leveling up, won't I? Well, they will help me attack. I don't know. This card has got to give me a ton of move. You'll probably be able to work out what it was, but I can't remember. Right, yeah, so that's giving me movement 5. So first we're going to go in here, which makes him attack me. I'm just going to ignore him. And so yeah, I'm using move 5 from my determination. Block 5, shifted with this. Oh, you can't move afterwards though, can you? Can't move after the attack. You've got some very fancy sums, but they aren't going to help you. Move 2 is enough. I don't think there's anything I can do about that, though. You could get a big attack card from the offer that might be able to move you loads, but then I don't think you'll be able to fight the dragon. We can't turn influence or heal into movement. So maybe it is worth, if you're going to have the 5 movement, just avoid the orc. Yep. Oh. Right. So, we're doing the spell. Fire block 4, which means there is still 2 to handle from here. So we'll just use block 6 on this, have them take a wound. Or we could just use block 3 and one of these cards sideways. We might really need them, though. For moving. Or we could have used them sideways, and that could be the block. No. And then they're... Cause I'm just thinking, they're potentially an attack 6. If we can do other things to move me, and we save them, they could be attack 6 for the dragon at the end. Are all the dragons... All the dragons are resistant to something, though, aren't they? Unless it's a swamp dragon. Oh, high dragons aren't resistant to physical either. Yeah, do it that way. They move me into the city. They block the dragon. Because it's blocked, it's destroyed. The swordsmen are still used. They're still available. 2 wounds, use exploding shield and swordsman to block the dragon. If we use determination to block the dragon, though, the swordsman is still available and could do attack 6. Is what I'm thinking. We're not going to have red in the source, are we? Just thinking, if by some miracle this is some big movement, or we can get to the dragon, they could maybe fight the dragon. Because we've only got a block, haven't we? So the enemy's destroyed. I don't think I get reputation or anything for having done it. Because we don't win unless we kill both dragons. Kill the orc as well. Oh, with the swordsman. Oh, good, actually, yeah. Do we get anything for doing the first dragon? No, thematically we do. We put another die in the source and another unit in the offer. But yeah, nothing else changes. We still get a score. You always got to try, though. Yeah. Right. So we get all that spent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blues and a green in there. You're all spent. Oh, you attacked me as well. I took 2 wounds from you. Yeah, you always gotta hope. I don't think it's possible. Blood Rage could give me move 9. I don't know that I would then have the attack to be able to kill the dragon. But yeah, I know we count up the score anyway, but it's kind of... I'm not too fussed about the score if I've lost. Right, we level up though, don't we? Don't we? Yeah. I've already given myself the score, I think. Oh yeah, I was looking in case I got reputation or something. Right, skills. What? And yeah, we might get a skill that moves me. I don't know if Krang's got one. So we have got the choice of Regenerate. Once a turn, pay a mana of any colour and throw away a wound. If you used red mana, draw a card. Not very good at this stage. Shamanic Ritual. Flip this to gain a mana token of any colour. You may flip it back as your action for the turn. Or +1 ranged attack against up to 3 enemies. Yeah, auto track on killing would be really helpful. Is there a movement one? Yeah, Spirit, yeah, just +1 movement once a turn. I suppose battle ones might have helped as well against the dragon. I think the mana token then is the only thing that's useful, right? Because the wounds are just going to be here no matter what. A mana token might help. I don't think so, but it could. So you're gone. Another thing from you. +1 movements. And, oh, you can move on mountains as if there were 5 movement spaces. And you can pay a mana to treat... You can pay a blue mana to treat lakes as if they were 2 movement spaces. That's kind of cool, because they're both spaces that you're not allowed to go on. Card. Yeah, maximal effect would throw away my other action card, so I don't think is an option. Blood Rage. This is the bit I'm looking at. Take a wound to increase this to attack 9. And I could turn that into move 9. I think it's the only way of getting to the dragon. Chivalry, attack 3, attack 4, attack 6. We've got no red mana though to work with. So I think that kills that. We've got Mana Search, haven't we? We could reroll up to 2, but if we don't roll red, I'm just stuck. Six movement isn't going to get me to the space though. I don't think 9's going to get us there. I need... Is it the... I can't remember the Mage Knight's name. Is it Athea or something? That she can... She's got a skill that lets her use wounds sideways as +1 things. Just picked her as the other thing. If only I'd known this game was going to go exactly this way. I suppose it's still attack 5 if we can't get the red mana. Yeah, I think the only way is we get red somehow. Oh, we've got this for any mana token, haven't we? So we have got red. There's always a chance. Hopefully. I haven't got the expansion dragons in here. I don't suppose they would be any weaker. Gain a wound, pay a mana of any colour, gain a card of that colour from the advanced actions and put it into your hand. That would be cool, wouldn't it? So you are in here. And March. Bravelar declares end of round. And yeah, that kind of is that, isn't it? So we can get a red mana token to do this and move 9. We can move like 13. It's just, I don't think there is a dragon in the game that can be defeated with 6 attack. No, 9 is your best one. And even then, they'd probably do enough wounds to kill me anyway. I don't know why I've got that. So yeah, turning that, it's the only way to get there though, isn't it? Turning that into movement, because 4 is just going to get me onto one of these tiles and not even seeing a new tile. At least we'll get a look at it. Yeah, I think there were too many turns in the beginning where we just had no move and just stood about, which in a scenario with... Oh, Forest, come on! I was going there, by the way. Maybe we should have gone there. I don't know if that wouldn't have made a difference, would it? I could have revealed it that side, but there would have been a Forest that side as well. They've got me 9 movement. There's 3. 4, 5 to reveal that. I can only use this once per turn, I think. Yeah, once per turn. I've already used that. Be good if we could just flip them about, though. So I've had 5 movements. I've got 1 more movement. Oh, and I've got to take a wound to have that movement in the first place. Set your things about... Oh, I can't even move into that forest space because there's a... Wouldn't you know it, there's a marauding orc in my way as well. So we're not even going to get to see which dragon it was. And what's poison do? If a unit gets wounded, it's given 2 wounds instead of 1 for each. Oh, wound in your discard pile for every wound you take. We can block it, can't we? Oh no, we can't. That reduces its damage when you're blocking, doesn't it? So I'd take a wound in my hand and a wound in my discard pile. But I can kill it. Give that a wound. I don't know, points-wise, if this even works. Back to the conquered city. Run back to one of these and fight one of these. 3 green. Oh, tell you what. How much movement have I got left? I had 9 movements. 3, 5. I've got 4 movement left. Get on here. I haven't used a dice yet, have I? 1, 2, 3 greens for 7 points, right? That's better than fighting the orc. I think. Against all odds, we went back and did that relic. Did I have the fame for exploring? I probably did. So yeah, perhaps... well, it's not really an anticlimax when we knew it was coming. What would the dragon have been? Yeah, it would have been another frost one as well, so... Physical resistance. Not only would 6 not have done it, like we would have needed 14 regular attack to do it. So yeah, I think that's still pretty good though. Let's count up the score regardless. I think do this again. Not now, but we'll do this again. Or can we still... How many wounds am I allowed to take? Yeah, we've still got this guy. And I've got this. We could fight him. Am I allowed to take 2 more wounds? Like that's used. And we use them for attack 6 to kill the orcs. You could argue we should have done last time. And that's 4 more. That's a level up. Not that we really recruited much. We got the Foresters. And we get a reputation back. Still vaguely disliked. 1 more than max hand size. That's alright then, we've got 6. How many points do wounds factor in? Have I lost points fighting that orc? If they're -2, if you take wounds equal to your unmodified hand size, you must end your turn immediately. Well, that's okay then. It's the last thing we could do anyway. And end of round has already been declared. So, I think, like, if we do this again and win, I suppose, like, that's just... You will just get more points, won't we? But if we fail again, only if you take the wounds in one go. Right. So... let's separate our things out. You're the basic deck. You're the basic deck. I'm as well, like, I was surprised how many cards in the initial huge offer we got to choose from our starting things. How many of those were just from the base game as well? I suppose, like, the expansions don't add that many. They don't add as many as were in the base game. Like, not in terms of, like, them being more powerful cards, just for me seeing more cards. Yeah, everything we got was from the base game. Right. Including units as well. So, it is 2 points for a spell. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 point for an advanced action. Got 3 of them. 2 points for an artifact. A point for every 2 crystals. Just got the 1, unfortunately. Units. Points equal to their level. 1, 2, 3. I suppose I shouldn't... Should I have these now? I don't know. These block-offs. Maybe need to lose a couple for them. And then conquering. 2, 4... Oh, and the relics. 6. I don't think the city... I don't think the city counts. You do put your shield on there, but I don't think there's any points available for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wounds already in your hand. Oh, if you take 6 or more in a turn, you can't attack and end your turn. I see. Oh, track your fame as the base, and then apply achievement scoring. So wounds are -2 each. So I think fighting that orc cancelled itself out because we took 2 wounds fighting it. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds in total. So that's -12. Again, I don't know if it should still be getting the bonus 1 for each level at this point. Probably shouldn't. Whenever you cross a line on the fame track, you gain an extra fame. We'll just keep... Any future scores, I'll just do this again, and then it'll compare when it... Oh, I leveled up, yes. Good points. You get... Oh, I leveled up to the command token, though, rather than the action card. It's still 0, isn't it? So, 5 points for each piece of the relic. An additional 10 if you got all the pieces. So 15 more if we win next time, regardless. A point for each card in the dummy player's deed deck that was not yet flipped. There's none. If the end of the round was not announced in the last round, score an additional 5 points. So yeah, if we can do it next time and do it really quickly, then yeah, points galore just from doing that. But yeah, I'm pleased with what we got done. And I think generally, there were a lot of gaps in me remembering how things went. If it went better than I'd been worrying it would go. Well, there we go. Now it's fresher though. I think, yeah, we will have a revisit of this at some point next month. We'll do the same scenario, but yeah, it'll be... I don't know, should we crank again? There's still Mage Knights I've never been, I think. I haven't been Bravelaw before, and I feel like there is a base game one that I've maybe not done before. That doesn't matter so much, though. All this stuff will be different as well. I think we'll keep leaving the expansion enemies out. There's enough symbols and stuff flying around my head. But we'll see them eventually. I'd like to at some point. Like, I've never played against Volcare. I've never done any of the expansion stuff until this point. Like, I'd like to do that at some point, because I've seen people rave about playing against Volcare. I wonder if you got a package. Teeny tiny Vikings. Oh, nice. So yeah, maybe in anniversary week, and then it can... it'll be the second anniversary of the last time we played, whatever I did then. I think that was like a great big full conquest. But that's towards the end of next month. But yeah, I really enjoyed coming back and being in the Mage Knight world again. Thank you for being here, everyone. And yeah, doing this scenario, I feel like it makes for just better streams as well. I know that those... Like, I enjoyed the game all the way through, those great big 5-hour ones. But it's just a lot more doable doing it for around 2-ish. Anyway, like, you still get this stuff. I wonder... Oh, is Volcare instead of a dummy player? Oh, right. I've not even looked at... I don't know how it works at all. I know he's got a mini. But, yeah, hopefully we can crack it next time. Yeah, just a lack of movement. And I suppose, like, maybe hampered by the tiles that came out as well. Like, if you had something a bit freer come out. I suppose forests aren't that bad in the day. A lot of forest in it. Stuck in a very foresty place at night was a bit of a bad idea as well, wasn't it? But I don't know if we knew that was coming. Yeah, like doing a blitz, I suppose, is okay too. But you can choose to start these on an even higher level if you wanted to. Yeah, you could give yourself more influence at the start if you want the game to be easier, or less if you want the game to be harder as well. It's always a bit too short. I suppose, yeah, like, us finding it hard in that first day means that, like, you've only got the night to go and do it now. But maybe I should have been playing differently to go and get at that. But even in, like, the Tesla one, there's also the Hidden Valley. Standard dummy player. The Green City is friendly. We both get a shield token on it. Find the Hidden Valley and defeat the High Priest. This is 2 days and 2 nights. Elementalist enemies are sorted into separate piles. When placing rampaging enemies, pick from the Elementalist pile. Except for those on the tiles placed during setup, enemy tokens gain the Ambush ability. The valley is difficult to find. Exploring costs triple the normal amount of move. Any abilities that modify the move cost of exploring may be applied before the tripling. Questioning the locals and taking time to understand the magic at work can be useful, however, and so influence may be used as move for the purpose of exploring. Whenever a rampaging elementalist is defeated, the player who defeated it may add a new map tile as if they had explored. This map tile does not have to be placed adjacent to their hero. When the white city is placed, place the Hidden Valley location tile over the city space. Place the relevant number of enemies face up with the elementalist faction leader according to the faction leader's level. You must move into the Hidden Valley space to attack the High Priestess and her followers. It is not counted as a safe space. The keep on the white city tile is defended by 2 green elementalist tokens. Who are all these elementalists? Oh, so basically, like, everything costs a load of movement, and you've got to go and find this secret city and defeat the many things that are on it. That sounds good. They all sound pretty cool, though, in their ways, don't they? There's the Realm of the Dead, 2 days, 2 nights. Defeat the Necromancer Lord and cleanse the Realm of the Dead. Life and Death, 3 days, 3 nights. Which you could do at some point. But yeah, I wonder, like, it depends on whether we're both free. Like, Paul would have been here for some bits had he been available today. I think it's the only day that he couldn't do it. It's the only day that I could do it. But, yeah, if Paul and I can both be available next month, maybe the next attempt at this will be another dual stream solo with Paul cooperating with me on his own scenario. Surely we win it then. But you never know. I wonder, yeah, going back. Notice that, like, he doesn't get a chance to play it that much, does he? He designed the scenario, but he's still got a million games going on. I wonder what Paul would have done early doors. Were we just hampered by the movement, or was there something that we missed that would have cracked it all? Maybe taking different cards as well. Oh, what's that card shop's done? Life and Death, nice. Send him Jaffa Cakes. Yeah, if he tells me he's not available for that week, there'll be a card of Jaffa Cakes winging its way down. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back with... I'll be back either way. At some point... Well, I'll be back doing other things next week, but we'll be back with some more Mage Knight within the month, I reckon, because yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's always a bit rocky, like trying to make sure you're remembering everything, especially when you're coming back from a break with playing it. But yeah, I enjoyed Krang as well. I don't think I got like... Partly to do with the skills that came out and maybe being rushed with him. I don't feel like I got like a feel for what he particularly did. I suppose discarding stuff for the crystals, we did a bit of that in the day, didn't we? Whereas perhaps the other people that I've played, it was more apparent what they were doing, but at the same time, I played scenarios that were much longer with them and got more time with them and saw more of their skills and stuff like that. But either way, loved it. Mage Knight's amazing, and it will be back fairly soon. Thanks for watching, and thanks for helping me out as well. And helping me make these decisions, but helping me realise what would have been a terrible decision. And yeah, I hope you can join me for the next one. We'll be back next week with, I'm not quite sure what yet. There'll be a new vote, actually, on Tuesday. So probably not something from the vote next week, but there'll definitely be. I think there's going to be some Heat Pedal to the Metal on Thursday night, and then some kind of other stream next week. And there should be a great big playthrough for Aeon Trespass Odyssey going up next week. That'll be going up on Patreon this week. And live on the channel this weekend should be a big Arc Nova playthrough. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here. If you can support the channel and would like to, there are links to Patreon and Ko-fi in the description. And yeah, every little helps keep this stuff going. And for now, though, I will see you later. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. And I'll see you on Monday for the coming up and the schedule and all of that stuff. Oh, Marty's moved. Say bye to Marty's tail. Come on, Marty. Join in and say bye. There he is. Too engrossed in Mage Knight to notice. Bye, everyone. See you soon. Bye, bye, bye.